Hello. Alright, so first off, here's my hair. I have kind of soft hair, nothing really holds in it, like it doesn't hold a style, it's weird. In order for me to kind of get them to this point, to lock to this point, I had to have like some extensions, and that kind of helped me forget about them and help it get to this process, to this point that it is now. Pretty much I just showed me with some water in a shot glass and the mango and lime lock-in gel. But normally when I do this, I'll use like some oil or something like that. Like a leave-in or something. I don't normally do that, but I wanted to see what type of hold this would give me. And I just put like the smallest amount on my hands when I did it. So, I kind of wanted my hair to be wet, and the style that I'm looking for as far as my locks go, I kind of want them to kind of look like a goddess lock. Like, I don't even know if that's a real achievement, but as of right now in this stage, I don't mind like my bottoms being curly and it being locked at the point where it is now, because I just really want them to just grow out and be healthy. I just want healthy hair. That's my ultimate goal. So right here, I'm kind of like, I took found 4 strands, and that's not too big for me, not too small. Get the water, put a little bit of water on my hands to kind of dampen the lock, and then just do it like a 2-strand twist, just banding them with the 2 sides separate, and then banding them together as one unit in a set of 2 at a time. And just taking that all the way down. When I get to the end, and just doing it like a regular Bantu knot. And I don't really even know how this is going to affect the locks or whatever. This is just what I do to style it, just so I'm comfortable. And just wipe it around, wrap it around. It holds on its own. Just take your time, don't rush, because when you do a rush job, it looks like it. And bam, that's the first one. Alright, so now what I like to do is just find a few in the back, well, a few at a time, that I feel comfortable that will be bunched together, because you don't want it pulling like too tight on you when you're wrapping them around. So that part is like, I had to cut some off in the back, so that's just loose, don't worry about it. I'll explain that later. But here are the 4 pieces that I found. This is me separating them, show you how I do them in 2 pieces. And I just sped it up right here because, hell, it's just basic. You can find a million YouTube videos to show you how to 2-strand twist or do a Bantu knot. But this is me putting a little, I think I already wet them at this point. And then this is me just putting a little of the mango and lime lock-in gel on my finger and just kind of like twisting it with just a little bit of that product on it, just to use it as like a holding gel. But yeah, I wanted them a little tight of a curl at the bottom. I also do my 2-strand twist in the direction that I would get my locks retwisted in, just so I'm not disturbing any type of pattern. I still want to be safe, even though they're not technically being done at the moment. But any upkeep I do, I still want to be safe with it. So right here I found 4 pieces, but I felt like I wanted to be able to make that part even, so I wanted to see if I could add a 5th one in it. And I'll do that with certain strands. I'll just like wrap them around the Bantu knot after I twist them, And I think that works right here. So I'm just still going to take the 4 pieces, separate them into 2 sides, twist them, and then I'll wrap that piece around the bantu knot as just an additional piece, just so I have an even part area right there. Alright, so I did the 2 on the side, and then I had some pieces right here left in the middle. So what I'm going to do with these pieces is just do the same process with it with the water, and then put a little bit on my hands, and I'm just going to actually twist like the roots of these and just wrap them around the other 2. Split them and wrap them around, because that was just more comfortable than twisting them all together for me. I didn't want anything pulling on the front part of my hair at all. So here's the back of my hair. In the back, they're much bigger, like especially the 2 bottom rows, and I actually cut 1 row, a set of 4 off, because they were so large, and that's like my softest hair in the back, so that's why they're so big. And I decided to allow them to get interlocked. The ones at the bottom, they were like very uncomfortable when they started growing out. It was just like pulling, and I'll go into detail about that in another video, maybe. But still the same process. I just wanted to chime in and explain the difference between the top of my head and the back, especially those 2 bottom rows and the one that's missing. And with the bigger ones in the back, to help them stay, I had to wrap a rubber band around. So here's just another view, closer up, of what I was talking about as far as the rows in the back. You see how they're budding kind of weird. The rest of my hair doesn't really do that, but like with the finer hair in the back, it's just kind of budding that way. I'm kind of satisfied with it. I'm satisfied with them as far as thickness, but as far as styling goes, it can kind of get kind of complicated, because as you can see, with these in the back, I kind of like dipped the hair at the bottom into the water because it was just easier to style that way. Those needed to be more damp than the rest of my head, I felt, just for my preference. And here again, with the water application, I try to do the scrunching motion just because I don't want to like make it heavy, but just want to dampen it. That's it. And then I just grab a little bit of my styling product of choice. In this case, again, would be the Mango and Lime Lock-In Gel. Just put a little bit on my finger and then go into the motion of the 2-strand twist. And the reason for me doing styling like this is just so I can have some type of structure to my hair, given the fact that I'm not really retwisting like that right now. I really don't want them to be thin at all, and I'm really scared of like thin edges and stuff like that. So I'm kind of trying to minimize on my retwisting time. So we just do that ever so often. I don't have like every 2 months or every 3 months. Just like when I feel like my new growth is getting out of hand. So I get it retwisted. And here are the last 2 pieces. When I got to the end, that one was going to be like uncomfortable. So I just wet those 2 pieces and wrapped them around 2 of the Bantu knots that were already there. And like I said, I twist the roots some. And then I take it and I wrap them around so they're curly. And bam, there we go. Really easy. The last step that I do. Oh, wait, this is me killing a bug. Excuse that. I can't stand bugs. I know y'all seen it flying around. I did wash my hands though. Anyway, last step, get your scarf, just lay down your edges. I just like to do that for a cleaner, polished look. I didn't get a chance to take any pictures because I ended up rushing after this, but I did insert a couple of video clips. I didn't get to really style it or play with it, but you can see how the curls came out. That way you can gauge, what kind of styles you may be able to do if you use this method, if you have the type of hair that I have. And with the curl pattern that you get from just doing it this way, because you do get different curl patterns sometimes when you do Bantu knots. That's why I suggested that you take your time so you can get the look that you're going for. And see me, those 4 are in the back. I'm not used to that, so I just was like, let me just brush it down some to see if it does anything at all. It probably needs to be cut and in this video, but whatever. Like, it was no style or anything. I just got it just shaved off. Nobody really sees it, though. And thank you guys for watching. That's about it. And my first video, yay. So I'm glad that you guys bear with me. Oh, dang. Probably put them in that front closet. Bro, hey, let me get away from this wall, yo. in the front closet. What you trip on, Chad?
Y'all was ready a whole like 3 minutes ago.
After you brushed us.